Joining us now is political analyst Onur Erim. Hi, Onur. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu on Sunday said, with our operations, Euphrates Shield, Olive Branch, Peace Spring, and now Operation Spring Shield, we will break all treacherous hands extending to our nation's flag. How confident are you that Turkey will achieve what it wants to in northern Syria?
Well, militarily, I don't think there's any question. With or without Russian intervention into this, operation. However, we would like the government of Russia, Mr. President Putin, to help us do exactly what Turkey needs to do. What Turkey has been trying to do all along is to make sure that Syria is kept intact, And let's not forget, when we talk about rebel forces, most of these people, including the free, especially the, Free National Syrian Army, are there fighting against their quote-unquote president who has been attacking its own civilians for the last 8 years. I mean, Assad killed more than 1 million of its own civilians. So we're not talking about some kind of a rebel force where they're trying to apart parts of Syria or do other things as we're usually accustomed to around the world when there is a rebel force coming out of a country. These people are trying to actually save the lives of their families, kids, sisters, mothers, however big their family is. So I think because especially Turkey is trying to do the right thing here to make sure that people are there to be able to live. Forget about living in a humane way, but to live is just justifying itself and will actually probably catch a lot of support, not just from within Syria, which we're seeing right now that other cities in Syria are routing for the Turkish troops advance on the Assad regime forces, and probably around the world. It may take a little bit more time, but I think it will get there eventually.
You say Turkey will be able to do this militarily, there's no question there, but it is requesting Russia's support. Describe this relationship that Turkey has with Russia. Russia is putting Turkey in a very compromising position by supporting the Syrian regime. Describe the relationship and how are they supposed to go forward as allies if Russia does not eventually back Turkey in this fight?
I don't even think we need them to back us up. I think, as the president put it, just don't stand in the way, which may or may not, be, seen as a backup or not, but that's a different story. First of all, Turkish-Russian relationship is one of history. There's hundreds of years of relationships between the two countries, going back to the Ottoman period. Secondly, we have extensive ties with them, not only militarily, but right now, but also economically, in tourism, and in many other sectors that you could think of. And I'll give you a little astounding figure. Within the last, especially 2 decades, because of the relationship, there are now more than 500,000 youngsters in the world, who one of their parents being Turkish and the other one being Russian. So within the next 10, 20 years, we're talking about almost a small-sized country where Turkish-Russian relationship is going beyond what has been, what it has been for the last couple of hundred years. So it is a tough situation. As I said, there is no one straight answer. There's a lot of gray areas. But both sides know that there are extensive ties in different sectors, in different, even in different parts of the world, where Turkish-Russian relationship is quite deep right now. So it's not easy for neither to really put this down the tube, so to speak, just because of what's going on in Idlib.
Let's talk a bit about Turkey opening the floodgates for refugees to go into Europe. Turkey's interior minister recently tweeted that about more than 100,000 migrants and refugees have left on land from Turkey into Europe, or trying to at least. Do you think Turkey will get the support it's been begging for now from the EU?
We all hope so. First of all, this is a humanitarian issue. We have people, kids, mothers, daughters, and sons and fathers that are in a really dire situation in Syria. They tried to have a safe home in Turkey, which they had for the last almost 8 to 9 years right now. And they're trying to get, a better life. Let's not forget, Turkey has not done anything thus far to promote or to make sure that these people are leaving. All Turkey did was not preventing them from fleeing to Europe through Bulgaria or Greece. But unfortunately, we're seeing one more time that that especially the Greek government doing many or confronting many of the points in the articles in Geneva Convention for refugees. We have been housing these people. Nobody helped us when they crossed the border to Turkey. Nobody helped us trying to make sure that these people actually are in a livable environment. And now all Turkey is doing, well, we're not keeping them anymore. We're not going to stop them anymore to make sure that Russia, I mean, Europe is not suffering in the same way. But now it's just letting it, not touching them. We'll see. I mean, hopefully this will be a crash course for Europe, for the European Union members, what kind of a price that Turkey has been paying, not just monetarily, but also as a state. So hopefully it will be a big wake-up call for them.
I don't know. Thank you so much. It's always good getting your perspective on this. That's the news for now.